As an academic at a liberal arts institution, I play a variety of roles. I teach, I do research. I'm also a mentor to our students. When they enter college, a lot of our freshmen know what they want to study, while some of them are still undecided. Let's see in this room, how many of you know what you want to study? Clap. Okay. How many of you are still undecided? All right. Okay. So deciding on a career, it's actually harder now than in the past. First of all, life expectancy is going up, so people live longer. Finances also play a role. If we retire at 65 and we live until 95, in a time when the healthcare costs are going up, are our savings going to last us for 30 years? Because of these factors, people may have to work until they're older. In the same time, the way we look at age is changing. The Golden Girl stars were supposed to be in their 50s, and they're portrayed as old when the show first aired out in the 80s. Jennifer Lopez was 50 when she performed at the halftime show of the Super Bowl, and whoever has seen that performance would not think of her as old. Numerous studies show that being active, staying active both physically and mentally, will help us live longer and will push back the age at which we may develop Alzheimer's or dementia. Because of these factors, people may choose to work until they're older. So if people enter the workforce at 25 and they work until 65, that's 40 years of working. Can we expect to have one career, only one career during that time? Moreover, jobs become obsolete more nowadays. Some jobs can be shifted to AI, some are being outsourced to other countries. What career should you pick to be able to be employed for many, many years? In my experience, I have noticed that it is not one degree or one skill that will help us have a successful career. Instead, it is a combination of skills and lifelong learning that will help us throughout our career. So to share with you my story, I want to take you back 30 years when I was a physics student in my home country, Romania. I had decided on a career in physics a few years prior, and when I made my decision, Romania was a communist country and was undergoing rapid industrialization. The industrial output had gone up 100 times in the span of 25 years. And this was mostly in industries such as energy, metallurgical sector, chemical and nuclear sectors. So that meant that jobs that were engineering type or physics type were plentiful. And I liked physics, I was good at physics, and I thought that I would have plenty of job opportunities by the time I graduated. However, 3 months after I started college, communism was gone, not that that was a bad thing. But in the next few years, the industries in which I had considered working all went bankrupt. I found myself, as I was entering the last year in college, dreadfully contemplating a future without a job and without the possibility of supporting myself. However, when one door closes, another door opens. A friend told me about the possibility of studying abroad and described to me the process to apply for graduate school in the United States. I decided to apply. I was good at English due to years of studying it in school. In addition, I had a genuine interest in the English language because American movies and music were very popular. And The Terminator had just come out a few years prior, and Madonna was all the rage. So after learning how to use a typewriter to type my application, this was before computers and printers, I applied and I was admitted into a PhD program in the United States. It was a combination of skills that allowed me to find new opportunities in changing economic landscape. Fast forward to 2002, by now I had earned my PhD and had been working for a couple of years as a process engineer for a semiconductor company in Texas. The company I worked for made computer chips, and I was in charge of transistor gates, which are thin silicon oxide layers that are crucial for the operation of the transistor. It seemed that my original plan of applying physics in an industrial setting has worked out. Well, almost. Because in the early 2000s, the semiconductor industry went through a downturn. The Texas location of the company I worked for closed its doors, laid off all of its employees, and none of the companies that were doing similar work were hiring. Once again, the door was closed, and once again, I had to find another door to open. That was the door that brought me to teaching, as I was soon able to obtain a teaching position here at Austin College. During my interview for the position, my future colleagues could tell I was going to be a good fit for a liberal arts because my interests were not limited to physics. Once again, it was a combination of skills that allowed me to find new opportunities in a changing economic landscape. It was my knowledge of physics that allowed me to teach courses and engage students in physics research. It was my interest in art, literature, economics, and the history of science that allowed me to first secure a position and then thrive in my new role of an academic at a liberal arts school. So going back to the original topic, how should you pick a career? Think of all of your skills, not just the skills that you gain through your education. So for example, are you considering a career are you considering becoming a teacher or a nurse here in Texas and you're fluent in Spanish? Your language skills are going to help you in these careers. Alternatively, have you volunteered for a youth organization? You could build your leadership skills and consider a career in the nonprofit sector. The skills that you gain through your education and the ones that you gain because of your interests may be the ones that are going to lead you to a successful career. Another aspect to consider when you are choosing a career is your personality. I'm an extrovert, so interacting with people makes me feel energized. How about you? How many extroverts in here? How many introverts? We got a few. All right, so, or maybe the introverts will not even reply. Very good. So for the first group, a career in sales may suit you well, and for the second group, not so much, right? So if you're considering a career in engineering and you like being outdoors, you should probably pick civil engineering because you're going to be outside in the field surveying construction sites to build roads or bridges. If you'd rather be indoors, you could pick electrical engineering, where you're going to spend a lot of time looking at signals on a computer. Whatever career you pick, you're going to have to keep on learning. That was my experience. After starting my academic career, I had to learn new skills and techniques. Technology changes very rapidly, and in order to keep our students competitive for the job market, we need to give them the experiences that will be hands-on and prepare them for this changing world. At Austin College, I designed courses in which students had the opportunity to build robots and learn about sensors and actuators, the parts of a robot that allows it to sense its environment and act upon it. My teaching skills improved too, as I was teaching courses ranging from quantum mechanics, I got a couple of students in here now, okay, to courses for non-science majors. I even had a colleague in economics help me design a course entitled The Equation for a Resilient Planet. I learned to go beyond preparing good notes for my lectures. I started observing my students. Are they engaged or passive? Are they overwhelmed or not challenged enough? I learned to create an environment in which students feel comfortable asking questions. Teaching was a two-way street. As I was teaching them, I was learning to be a better teacher. What about the role of AI? Is artificial intelligence going to take your job? For example, in the semiconductor company, computer chips are made in a clean room. Any speck of dirt that falls on the computer chip can damage it. So keeping the room free of particles is imperative. The biggest source of defects or particles in a clean room is people. As we walk, we kick up particles of dust. Our hair falls, our skin flakes. Robotic systems are cleaner and they're employed by a lot of companies. However, humans are still the ones that make the higher level thinking decisions in the semiconductor plant. This symbiotic relationship between humans and a robotic system extends in other fields, such as aviation, military, in healthcare for robotics-assisted surgery. In agriculture, autonomous drones can be used to plant seeds, spread fertilizer and in pesticides, and watch out for invasive species. Still, humans are the ones that oversee the work of drones and make the right decisions that ensure a good crop. Despite the increasing role of artificial intelligence, humans still crave connections with other humans. And jobs that require high emotional intelligence are not going to be taken over by artificial intelligence. For example, a lot of people are now seeking help when their mental health is suffering, and no robotic system can ever replace a counselor. Developing new skills and lifelong learning may be the key not only to a successful career, but to a happy life. In my case, my career and my kids kept me pretty fulfilled for many years. However, once the kids got older and more independent, I have found myself with some free time. And during that time, I was able to discover new interests. In the summer of 2021, at the age 50, I was able to submit my first 14er. So now I'm interested in exploring the outdoors, and I'm on a quest over the next year to climb more 14ers. Therefore, I urge you to keep on learning. Take that class in a subject that intrigues you, but it's not related to your major. Join a club on campus in a field you know nothing about. Follow your interests. Discover new interests. Develop the skills that are going to help you towards a successful career and a happy life. Summit your own mountain. Thank you.